thoughts on purchasing insurance across state lines? Is that something that's beneficial? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the purchase across state lines is something that's been talked about a lot. If you think about it, you can buy your car insurance from a little lizard or gecko or something, but you can't get, you have to get your health insurance in the state in which you live, which is kind of an old remnant of a system that is long since passed. So, well, I think you ought to be able to buy across state lines. You have to be able to continue to have your state insurance commissioner be able to make certain that certain levels of reinsurance or that assurances are in place that patients are truly selecting coverage that is coverage. But I think the purchase across state lines is important so that you can have those pooling capabilities to get millions of people in a pool, not a high risk pool, but in a pool to be able to purchase health coverage. It significantly decreases the costs of health insurance. Yes, sir.
Indiana passed the healthcare compact legislation, and what are the chances of Congress approving that and giving a state like Indiana the ability to create our own health compact?
You passed a compact with another state, or?
No, the way the compact is, I think Texas did one. There's like 7 or 8 states that would compact, but it's my understanding if Congress approves that each of those states that went in together to ask for the ability to go on their own then would come up with their own. So it wouldn't be a plan we'd have with Texas and those states. It's just we go in together to ask for the ability to do it, and then Indiana would have the ability to come up with their own plan. So my question is, what are the chances that Congress has to approve those compacts?
I think all of the kinds of things that provide for greater flexibility at the state level are important. Now, that's not a universal feeling in Washington, clearly. But I think they're important. The more amount of flexibility that we have to be able to send, or a check-in-the-box medicine, which isn't focused on the patient. So if we focus on the patient, then the care for that patient may require that the normal processes aren't in place, because that person needs to get to a long-term care facility, needs to be readmitted back to the hospital, not because anybody did anything wrong, because that's just what happens in life. And so what we believe needs to occur is much greater flexibility in terms of the rules and the regulatory apparatus to make it so that those providing the care for the patient are able to call those shots on behalf of the patient. There's no way that Washington can make these decisions from afar and have them be responsive to the patient, the specific patient. And that's why it is our great concern that the road that we're marching down is becoming one of less quality and fewer choices and less responsiveness for patients. So there are great opportunities to be able to do that. It's just that at this point we haven't gotten to that position.
Dr. Price,
yeah.
if you could. I promised you and I would have you down here at 4 o'clock, so we'll take one more question. Okay. Scott?
I'm just going to ask a question.
Yeah.
This is balance. My last question. How's Republicans propose something to reduce the budget specifically reducing provider taxes, eliminating the provider taxes? I'd actually maybe talk a little bit about this. How we have to make this next direction. I'll just share the story. In Indiana, we maximized provider tax last year. All of those money are going towards quality. Very robust performance model, the most robust in the country. Our nursing homes provide care for Medicaid residents will then be reimbursed at a higher rate than the industry. Very well on satisfaction surveys from residents and families and staff, contracting and certified medical director, reducing staff turnover, improving retention. These are really positive outcomes for the industry, providers can get in the state to improve quality care in the end. So just a question as to what's going on with provider taxes, especially in our states that are using technology very innovative ways to improve quality care and to encourage providers to provide.
Yeah, the issue of provider tax is one where our concern is that the margins right now in so much of healthcare, especially at the ground level, at the clinic level, where the folks are caring for the patients, is so small that any provider tax, whatever amount it is, results in again the doc saying, no, that's it, I've had it, I'm out of here, I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. If it's eyes wide open, transparent process in a local area, then I think that there may be some merit to that. But we believe that a provider tax coming from Washington is absolutely the wrong direction to head. Not that we don't need to address the deficit, because we do. And maybe I'll close on that, because that is the the elephant in the room, if you will. The deficit in this country is massive, and it very, very troubling. 1.3, 1.4 trillion dollar deficits annually for the last 4 years. We now have a debt in this country of $15 trillion, which is equivalent to our gross domestic product, which is areas where when you get to, you begin to truly stifle the ability of the economy to be vibrant. The important thing to appreciate is that in terms of our budget in Washington, we spend in Washington about $3.5 trillion a year as a whole. $2.5 trillion of that is 4 things: Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and interest on the debt. $1 trillion is the discretionary side, the side that Congress has the opportunity to control in and of itself. Unless there's an agreement between the House and the Senate and the President on what to do with this other $2.5 trillion, we will never get where we actually get to address positively the issue of fundamental reform for Medicare to be able to save and improve and strengthen the Medicare program. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Oh, wonderful. Hey there. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks. You're very kind.